Hey everybody, it is Catherine the Digital Mama, and in this video we're going to go through how to organize and digitize your kids' schoolwork. All right, so if you're like me, your kids bring home a lot of schoolwork or they make a lot of creations and have like writing assignments and things like that. And in this video, I want to talk about the steps, the 3 steps that I go through to organize and digitize that stuff so that it doesn't just collect and make piles throughout my house. So let's go ahead and dive in. My goal is to make this as quick as possible, but also make sense. So hopefully, if you have any questions, as always, please comment below. But let's go through the 3 steps. So step number 1, you want to organize. So the way I organize content is there's the way I do it and the way I want to do it. But just from the simple perspective, I put a bucket next to my my desk, and then as things come out of backpacks and out of folders, I separate into 2 piles. They're either things that are a masterpiece or creation, which means my child made it and it goes into the bucket, or it's a school communication of some sort. So it's like, hey, the upcoming event or Spirit Week, and those types of things go in a folder on my desk until that event has passed, and then I usually just throw it away. But if it's a creation, it goes into my bucket. So before I throw it into the bucket, I'm going to write down the name of the child that created it, and then the month that it is, so the month and year that it is, and then it goes into the bucket. Now, it sits there until I hit to step 2, which is to digitize, which I'm going to talk about in a second. But the other way to do it, and what I'm trying to get to, is that I bought these folders from Amazon, and I have 1 folder per kid, and my goal is to stay on more on top of it. Because of the bucket and the ease of just like throwing it in there, it does collect sometimes, so I'll have like 1, 2, 3, 4 months will go by and I haven't touched it, and it's just, has everything in there, but I still know, who created it and what month it was created in. But I would like to get into where I have these folders and I have a folder per kid and just put, their pieces in there each day. And then at the end of the month, if I stay on top of it, I have the whole folder ready to go, and I just batch digitize it and just can stay on top of it. So let's talk about digitizing it. So that's organizing it, throw it in a big bucket, make sure their name is on it, make sure that the month is on it, or get individual folders and then just throw it in the folder. And that's it. You don't want to I personally don't want to, digitize it every single day, because then it takes additional time. So if you can just kind of organize it, then when you're ready, you go to step 2. So then we're going to digitize. Now, when you're digitizing, there are a few different ways to digitize the things that you're doing. From a basic standpoint, what I mean by digitizing is you're taking a picture of it, you're going to put it on your computer in a format that you can actually keep, and then now you have the ability, you have the option of throwing away or getting rid of whatever you're taking a picture of. And I do this with a lot of things. I mean, obviously this isn't just for kids' schoolwork. Anything that's important to you, anything that's memorabilia that you need to get rid of, I take pictures of it and then I organize those pictures later. Some options for saving those photos would be just taking a picture, with your phone, taking a picture of it, and then backing up those pictures with whatever way you back up pictures on your phone. But they're not really organized, and so I don't feel like I ever really look at those pictures when I do that. Or you can take them, on your phone, plug your phone into your computer, and then organize them on folders on your computer. Now, I'm not going to go into those in a lot of detail or show you how to do those, because I personally don't really like those methods. What I prefer is to use a cloud-based storage service. So things like, when I say that, what I mean by something that's in the cloud where I can access it from anywhere, and that it's a storage service like Google Drive, OneDrive by Microsoft, a Dropbox. I mean, those types of companies allow you to have storage that connects with your phone, and then you can back things up to it or save things on it. And that's what I'm really going to walk you through, because I think it is such a smooth process, the way that you can just scan things directly into those apps. So let me show you. I'm actually going to connect my phone and share my screen with you. That way I can just kind of walk you through how I do this. So you can see my phone now. And if I go too fast through any of this, if you're watching this through YouTube, you can go into settings, you can actually slow this down, or if I'm going too slow, speed it up, replay it, whatever you need. So let's say, I'm sitting at my desk, I have all the things that my kid created, and I open up my phone, and I'm going to go through 2 examples of tools that you can use for this. It would be OneDrive and Google Drive, for example. So if you have Google Drive, let's go ahead and open up Google Drive. I have a folder called Family. And then this is just to show you the process of actually scanning things in. Let's say you had a folder for each of your kids. So I have thing one, thing one, thing two, and thing three. I'm going to open up thing one. And now I'm in their folder that I want to save things. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the plus sign, click folder, and call it, Masterpieces 2020-04. All right, so every month I create a new folder. I open the folder up. So all I did was just click on the folder on my phone to open it. And then if you click on the little plus sign at the bottom, you have some options. So you can upload something, have Google Drive. So what I want to do, Google Docs, sorry, and then click on use camera. So click on use camera and I can just take a picture. So I just take pictures directly from the Google Drive app. I throw something on my table and then I take a picture. Now when I actually do this in real life, I do it on my dining room table, so there's no background, it's just the image. And then sometimes if I think it's a really cute object or something that's like 3D that they made, I'll take like a video. And again, this isn't just for your kids' schoolwork, this is for anything that's important. So I made a video of my kids' bedroom set when we got rid of that. Then I just batch digitize essentially all the things that I just organized. So I've got the names. So before I actually digitize it, because I wrote their name and the month on the back of it, I'll dump everything out, separate it into piles based on each child and what month it is, and just take pictures away. And now they're all digitized and it's a really smooth process. So now I have it all digitized. It's in the folder for my child, and this is through Google Drive. And then when you're done, because it's on Google Drive, I have this anywhere I go. Now, another option that you have is OneDrive. So OneDrive is what Microsoft uses, but same process. So if I open up my OneDrive, this is what I actually predominantly use. And so I have my folder structure a little bit more organized, and I come into my family, and then I have folders for each of my kids. So if I open up a specific folder, then I'm not going to go into this too much now, but I organize folders for myself and for each of my family members based off of areas of wellness, which may seem a little bit weird, but it actually works really well. So let's go into emotional health and then the masterpieces. So this is how I organize it. So I have it in here. I have masterpieces and each month. And so if I open up a specific month, same idea. Now I just take a picture. So let's go through an example of that. Hit the plus sign up at the top. Go ahead and create a folder. And we're going to do 2020-04 masterpieces. Hit create. And then similar to Google Drive, the folder's created. I'm going to hit the plus sign again. You can scan, upload, take a photo. Now the thing I like about OneDrive is that when you scan it, I actually don't use this for my kids' work, but if I'm using this for scanning bills or paper documents, when you scan it, it turns it into a PDF, versus when you take a picture, it keeps it as a JPEG or a picture type file. So in this case, for my kids' stuff, I usually just do take a photo because sometimes I want it to be like a specific angle, or also because, again, I can use video and then make it a little bit more of a interactive memory. Anyway, okay, so now I'm gonna hit cancel for now, but same idea. I can upload pictures that way. Now the last thing I wanted to hit on, so we just hit on two, so you can do Google Drive, you can do OneDrive, is let's talk about an app called Tiny Scanner. So I really like Tiny Scanner. It looks like this one on the right here. And what Tiny Scanner does is it takes a picture of anything and it turns it into a PDF. You just download the Tiny Scanner app. They have a free version. It looks similar to this when you open it up. You hit the plus sign and you can just take a picture of whatever you need. So let's say if you hit single right there, you can also do multi-page. So I'm going to do single. I take a picture of it. It thinks it's a document, so it tries to find the outline of the document. So you can move that around to select the document, hit done, and it turns it into a PDF document. Or you can click down here, you have the little picture. I can turn it back into just more of a normal picture, hit save. And then now once it's saved, you can email it to yourself or email it to somebody else and save it this way. The only difference between this, I think what I probably recommend is if you weren't going to use Google Drive or OneDrive, you would just take pictures with your camera phone and then save it to wherever you wanted to. But if you wanted it to be a PDF, whatever you're saving, you wanted to save as a PDF, then Tiny Scanner is a really good way to do that. All right. So that brings us to step 3. So far we organized everything. At the end of the month or whenever you're going to sit down and actually digitize it, separate it into piles, digitizing it using it Google Drive or OneDrive and just take pictures of it. It'll transfer it over. And then the last one is the easiest to do, but to me the hardest, is then you start getting rid of stuff. So I usually will lay out things in a pile and figure out with each of my kids what things they want to keep, have them keep a few things, and then I'll keep my favorite things from that batch that I digitized, and then everything else I throw away. And it's painful, but it makes things so much easier and nicer because then I can actually enjoy the things that I have. If I want to go look at something, I can still have those memories by going and looking at those specific, masterpieces or things that they created. From a sanity standpoint, I have a few pieces of artwork and schoolwork that I keep for each month, and I love those things, and I can create kind of little masterpieces and shrines in my house for them, and then eventually they end up going into more of a memory box for my kids. And so anyway, I hope this whole process was helpful. I know it's helped me a ton. It's cut down on just piles sitting around my house, and I've really liked it. Thanks so much for checking out my video. If you found this to be helpful, please like the video and share it. It's very helpful in terms of just sharing the digital mama. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. I do videos every week on how to embrace the digital age in life, family, and creating an online business. You can also check me out at thedigitalmama.com.